live. Hey, fantasy football players. Week 5 is fastly approaching, Thomas, and some interesting stuff that happened last week, wouldn't you say?
Oh, good week, good week.
So now we only have 4 teams that have either won every game or lost every game. And I want to start with the 2 0-4 teams, and let's dig in and find out what we think is really wrong with those teams. Thomas, Fear the Turtle, normally a very high-powered team and someone to be feared, but not so much this year. What do you think his problem is?
I think it comes down to luck. I think his matchups every week, he just got a team that's scoring a little better, so he's falling short on that. And I think he's got a few injuries. I'm not positive on that. But
yeah, just bad luck is what I'm seeing. And then Hawk Stars, I was able to speak to him earlier in the week, and he informed us that when he left the draft, he felt he had the best team he's had in the 8-year history and is ashamed of what's going on at this point of the season. But he does hope that he can turn it around, but he better do it quick, Tom.
6 losses is about your max, and you got to hope your division all fails too. That's your max.
And then on the other side of things, the teams that have their hanging out, Thug Nasty at 4-0. What do you think brings him success?
I think the guy just knows what he's doing. He's a 3-time league champ, and he knows how to draft.
And then we have Child's Play, who is on a 4-game winning streak at 4-0 and is on top of the world. Although I did talk with him earlier in the week, and he felt that last week's game was a nail-biter. Let's go into the weekly predictions, Thomas. By the way, our predictions, we were both 3-1 last week.
Yep. I think, if I remember correctly, I predicted Child's Play actually to lose by 20, and I think they used that as bulletin board material, and they came out and won by 20.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Way to go.
They really took it to heart, I think. All right, my first game this week is the 2-2 Bulldogs and the 0-4 Hawk Stars. I think Hawk Stars' luck changes around. He beats Bulldogs by 8 this week.
This goes against my fantasy mojo picking, but I got Buffalo Tots against Hoghead, and I predict Buffalo Tots to win by 20.
My second game would be Prime Time versus Foreskin. Feel like Foreskins is one of the hottest teams in the league right now. I'm going to take them to continue that success, and they win by 12.
Next on the list is Child's Play, 4-0 versus White Lightning Black Hammer. I'm going to pick Child's Play to continue that hot streak. I'm going to take them to win by 8.
Hard to bet against them.
Hey, when you're winning, you're winning.
Refuse to Lose versus Funny Guy. Again, Funny Guy, yet another unlucky week. I think he turns it around, and this is my biggest blowout of the week. Funny Guy wins this by 21.
I got Sling Blade versus Fuzzy Turd. 2 teams starting to head in different directions. I think Sling Blade makes it very close, but I think Fuzzy Turd pulls it out and wins by 0.5.
And the game of the week. The game of the week this week is 3-1 Slap 'em to Sleep versus 4-0 Thug Nasty. Tommy, what do you think on this one?
I think this is going to be a tough one. It would kind of be like, Florida State in the past when they were just dominating. But now they can't beat a Division III school. So with that being said, I'm taking the champ. I'm taking Thug Nasty to roll here by 15.
And I like Slap 'em to Sleep by only 1.
I'd like to, kind of piggyback on the Florida State comment. Javon, they're horrible. The entire Florida State team is very horrible. And you talked a ton of trash about how wonderful they were and how, frankly, they were better than Alabama. But Notre Dame, we're waiting, and I cannot wait to punish you. The last game for the week would be Fear the Turtle versus Bunk. And I believe this is going to be a close one again. Again, Fear the Turtle and Bunk are two of the staples of the league. I mean, year in and year out, these guys are great. So I think it's going to be very close. And even though I think Bunk and Ain't Easy's team is better this year, I think he takes a rough road. And I think Fear comes off the, what do you call it, snide or whatever they call that lingo. I think he wins. He wins by 5. Fear the Turtle.
Yeah, it's about time for that old guy to get a win in.
Yeah.
So here's where we would bring our guest speaker in. We had Child's Play, of course. I'm sure all you guys figured we were bringing him in first, which we should. #1 power ranking team for the past 4 weeks. He actually bailed out on us last second, so if he continues to win, he will be our first guest. But if not, you know, we'll go. Like I said last week, we'll go down the list. So we're going to end that on this, I think.
Yeah.
We'll have, like I said, we'll start our guest speakers next week. You guys continue the best of luck, and it's always a pleasure to do this with you.
Yep.
Okay?
We'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.